I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are Velocities in Music, WMV, here today to do our 157th episode, Explosions in the Sky, All of a Sudden I Miss Everyone. This is Explosions in the Sky's newest album?
I believe so, yeah.
And it's from 2007, so this is three and a half years old at this point. This is a request from Steve B, we think. So thanks for the request, and we're excited to do this album because Tom and I really like post-rock. But this album is 6 tracks, and it's post-rock. So there's post-rock is just it's instrumental focused. There's normally no vocals in it. Every once in a while you might have a small vocal part pop up, but overall it's all instrumentals, and it's focused on, well, rock, and it's post-rock. So Tom loves post-rock, and one of his favorite bands, Saxon Shore, and he got me into post-rock. But I'll let him kind of just pick out what Explosions in the Sky does in comparison to other post-rock.
Yeah, here's what sets it apart for me. I mean, all post-rock really has to center around the mood. The way these guys do it different that I notice is they're able to do it slower. Now, I mean, I know that, like, these guys are a little closer to Godspeed You Black Emperor and maybe a little bit Caspian. Are a couple bands, because like we've also reviewed Red Sparrows, Saxon Shore, Monument to Masses. Those bands are a little faster paced, a little more upbeat on the whole, really. A lot more really fast moving guitar parts.
Especially Saxon Shore and from Monument to Masses.
Yes.
Red Sparrows got into the moody stuff too.
Yes, true. But this, if there's fast guitar, then they're just strumming the same note for intensity. They're not going, you know, they're not doing much of that.
Yeah. There's no riffs.
They're not trying to distract you. They're just trying to make a unified sound rather than layers of complex instrumentation on top of each other. So really, they make less sound like more. They make less come together to make a very big, atmospheric, mood-based sound.
One of the things that I absolutely went crazy for on this album, and I liked it at first, and with more listens liked it more, and I think that would wear off over time, either that or I'd become obsessed with it. Because one of the things that I really just fell in love with, especially on the track What Do You Come Home To, track 4, this is, by the way, this is only a 6-track album, but it plays out over 50 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And it's more like movements than tracks, because these songs aren't cut like just your normal structured songs. They flow in and out and do all sorts of crazy things.
It's put together more like classical music.
Right.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say more like Baroque period.
Right, right. And the reason why I like that is because they use this piano throughout, and it sounds like they're using a baby grand. This isn't keyboards, it's a baby grand, man. And they're using all these like sweeping piano parts, and they're doing it to build the atmosphere and the cathartic mood. Like, I just go crazy for it. It's so tactful. It's so well thought out and well produced that it hits the spot for these songs. I love it. I love it. It really gets me. And for me, it gives Explosions in the Sky this second dimension that post-rock music. See, since there's no vocals are the thing that most people relate. That's their first conduit to the music. It's the first thing that they really use to relate to the music. And music is all about how you relate to it. It's forming connections with sound. That's what it is. And that's how you get attached to music. And in doing things like slowing the songs down, like Tom said, and how they're changing up the guitar work, there's not guitar parts, and adding sweeping piano parts for atmosphere and stuff, it gives another kind of bonding point there. And I really like that, because this music is all about getting the emotional attachment to it. You have to dig the emotion, you have to become emotionally involved, and it will become very, very moving if you do so. But that's a double-edged sword, because it also makes Explosions in the Sky, and all post-rock for that matter, which is at some level functional music, but it takes it to this level that makes it kind of polarizing. And that can be an issue, and that's why you're going to see some people really digging this stuff and some people not. But still, I really like it. I know Tom really gets into it. I think that Explosions in the Sky really fits kind of my style of what I listen for in music, and so I like Explosions in the Sky a lot.
And you nailed it with the emotional connection.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're more just into the poppy stuff, then you're not going to get anything out of this because you listen to music for a different reason. Now, that's not necessarily right or wrong. I would encourage you to try to find music to fit into every facet of your life.
Great point.
I like the pop stuff too, but it serves an entirely different function than this will. And if you can open yourself up to that, then you've opened yourself up to this whole new world of what music can do for you. But if you find yourself having trouble with the emotional side, some people like closing themselves off to that side of themselves.
Right.
You know what? I disagree with you. I don't think you should do that. But you know what? Some people, there's just no convincing otherwise.
And they probably won't be into this.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. But if you are looking for something that is just soothing, almost therapeutic on a level, and just man, does it just connect with you, then this group just has it nailed.
Yep.
And it really is largely in part to the fact that they don't overcomplicate things. They do just what they need to make the mood that they're trying to get across, and then they leave it at that. I mean, even Saxon Shore is closer to the more pop song structured side of things. Not necessarily pop. They're not pop, but I mean, it's closer to it.
Right.
It's closer to a song structure, or at least a solid build, whereas these guys will build and then they'll drop down and build a little bit, and it's all over the place. Just kind of, just waving up and down.
Like memory tapes.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, this is a cool album, and I definitely dug it. Now, as far as tracks, there's only 6 tracks. I only picked 2 because that's, a third of the album already. But I picked the first track, The Birth and Death of the Day, and track 4, What Do You Come Home To? And that's the one that I really got into because of the piano parts and the creepy guitars.
I'm gonna pick the last 2 tracks.
Yeah.
Catastrophe and The Cure. That it's a very explosive at first, but then once again it goes everywhere. And the last track, it's shorter. It doesn't have as much of the dynamic contrast, but for that reason, it's a beautiful ender, and the piano line in that song is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Just absolutely gorgeous piano melody.
And I'm just a sucker for post-rock. I really just am. And I feel bad about it. But I mean, I think this album's solid all the way through. I like every track on this album, and I like it. I will continue to come back to this and listen to it from time to time. Now, there is a general level of inaccessibility to post-rock and this album in general, and that's going to lower my score just a little bit, but I'm still going to go, I'm going to go an even 80, Tom.
That's what I was planning on.
Man.
Honestly.
Man. Yeah, so that's kind of it. So, but definitely, if you're in for something different, if you're looking for something different, check out post-rock, but check out Explosions in the Sky. They're a cool band, and their music's a little hard to find, so you might have to do a little extra work, but I think that extra work will be extra rewarding.
Yep.
So, what I want to know, and I'm sure Tom agrees with me, is what you people out there, our viewers, think about post-rock. Because it's a crazy new genre that's really catching on, and people are starting to get into it. I want to know what you think. Can you get into something that doesn't have vocals? Is it possible? Do you agree with me that you need to have some sort of, that it's a little harder to connect to when you don't have vocals? Let me know what you think, and let me know what you think about Explosions in the Sky and why. Leave us a comment down there in our little comment box at www.velocitiesandmusic.com. But that's Explosions in the Sky from 2007, All of a Sudden I Miss Everything. Everyone. I liked it. Tom liked it. We recommend it. I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
We are VIMTV, moving music critique forward.